So Hamish from mortgagesonline.co.nz, and I've got Hamish with me from Mount Hobson Group.
Good afternoon, Hamish.
How are you? We're talking about Crosslease to freehold, right? It is a thing that's done more these days.
Yeah, the old Crosslease title, they used to call it the poor man's title. A couple of houses or 3 houses on one site, and we can change it to fee simple.
And generally, because I do talk to clients and I say, hey, by the way, it is something that can be done. What are you? First of all, all the neighbours have to be on the same page.
Yeah, everyone has to agree, and that doesn't mean that there'll be equality of payment. There may be one party says I'm not paying, but I agree for it to be done. Mm-hmm. And then what we do is the second step is to do what we call a services check. So when you become fee simple, the council require you to have separate services. So that's separate electricity, separate water meter, separate telecommunications, and then the big ones are separate sewerage and separate stormwater. Mm. And while in many cases they're not separated, they might be easily separated. It might be just connecting to the public drain that might be on site. What we're looking for is those cases where it's not going to be possible. So there's no point in taking a client down a $20,000 or $30,000 paperwork process to find out that there is no way you can economically separate the services.
Mm-hmm. So it's a good idea to kind of do a little bit of due diligence or checks up front on the services.
Yep, so step one is getting an agreement between the parties that they'd like to separate, and obviously an agreement then on who will pay the cost. Mm-hmm. And then step two is getting people like us involved to do that initial due diligence. And that's simply a case of a few hours of our time, ordering a site file, ordering a title, checking that there's no other restrictive covenants, and really sort of saying whether there is a simple opportunity or it might be too hard, and every single case is different.
Now, why is your company called Mount Hobson Group?
Because when I was a lot younger and had more hair than I've got now, and was probably thinner, I used to work in Newmarket. And I looked out the window one day and I thought, when I set up my business, what will I call it? And there out my window was Mount Hobson, and I thought, that'll do. What's in a name? And it's stuck ever since, Mount Hobson Group.
And this is your bread and butter, right? Basically resource consents.
Resource consents at all levels, liquor licenses, we do a lot of liquor licenses, subdivision consents, these conversions from cross-lease to fee simple. That whole gambit of property law, resource management law, local government act. So if you need a street trading permit, we can get one of those. If you need a canopy and you need to get a lease with Auckland Transport, we manage those sorts of things. And we do that all over the country. We do billboards from Whangarei to Invercargill and everywhere in between. So
permits, I mean, you've even done things like helping someone do wakeboarding.
Yes.
In a lake in the middle of
Onehunga.
the city, yeah.
Yeah, we help do that. So, and it's interesting.
You think you can get me a permit to drive down Queen Street one day?
I think those days are over. Buy an e-bike, get with it, get modern.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, thanks for your time there. Hopefully that has been insightful for some people. Thank you for watching.